Well, as far as the ongoing conflict is concerned between Palestine and Israel, we're also learning of more chilling details that continue to emerge. Hundreds of civilians have been held hostage by the Hamas terrorists. Israel, in fact, has been releasing some of these footages of what they call kidnapping. This, in fact, is yet another visual of Noah, who's been held hostage by Hamas. She could be your daughter, sister or friend, and this is yet another tweet that's been put out by Israeli residents who say, bring back our families. We're also learning, as per this particular social media post, that Noah was partying in South Israel in a peace music festival when Hamas terrorists kidnapped her and dragged her from Israel into Gaza. Let's quickly take a look in detail at this particular video. Let's go across to Pradeep joining us with more details. A large number of Israelis are believed to have taken part in this music festival. One of these visuals, of course, explaining the extent of brutality of the Hamas terrorists and what really happened in those few minutes when we saw some of them take over this music festival. This happened near the Gaza Strip as well, when Hamas group launched its large-scale attack on Saturday. We're following this particular visual set very closely, and perhaps many more such visuals, Pradeep, on how a music fest was also not left out by these Hamas terrorists.
You're absolutely right. In fact, yesterday we saw that at 6:30 a.m., all of a sudden the people woke up to the shrill voice of the sirens blaring all around, and after that there were explosions. And these people who were part of the musical concert, they too had no idea about what exactly was going on till the gun-toting Hamas terrorists landed there and they started targeting them. Many of them were abducted, some of them were beaten. They also opened fire. They just showed that brutality, and they didn't spare anyone who came their way. And many of these people had been held hostage and they have been taken to the Gaza area. And that's why the Israelis are calling it abduction, because they had been abducted, they had been taken as hostage. Now the question arises why they have taken hostage. If you look at the game plan, it appears that they want to use them as a bargaining chip during negotiations so that they can put pressure on the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and also put the pressure on the other countries also, because some of the British nationals have also been held hostage by these Hamas terrorists, because this has already been conveyed by none other than the ambassador of Israel, who's in the United Kingdom. He has conveyed to the country that this has happened. So right now, all of efforts are being made to somehow release these hostages. They're also trying to track these Hamas terrorists who are right now inside the Israel so that they can pin them down easily. And the third option is that what they are doing is they are targeting the areas where actually these terrorists are. Like, there is every possibility that these people who have been held hostage can be even used as human shield by them, to prevent themselves and use them as human shield to flee from that area where actually they are being targeted by the Israeli forces.
Absolutely. In fact, we did speak to an Israeli resident just a few minutes ago, Pradeep, and she said there are possibly more than 150 people who've been taken hostage by the Hamas terrorists, and some of whom, like we've been explaining to our viewers, have been taken back to Gaza as well. And these are some of the visuals that explain the atrocities that are being committed on ground. So tensions prevail, and most importantly, worrying signs really of how the situation doesn't seem to be de-escalating at all.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Because if you look at the situation on the ground, we saw that yesterday they fired around about 5,000 rockets trying to target many areas in Israel. And today morning we saw that even Hezbollah terrorists, they were trying to target Israel from Lebanon side. That was one of the reasons that punitive offensive was to be launched by the Israeli forces targeting many of their installations. But why this is more worrying, taking these civilians as hostages, that there is every possibility that these civilians will be used as shield by these Hamas terrorists to prevent themselves from being attacked by the Israeli forces. So it's very catch-22 situation right now for the Israeli forces, whether to target those areas where these people are being held hostage or not to target these areas. So that's actually the different kind of a situation they are trying to create at the point of time. Besides this, there is every possibility they will be using them as bargaining chip so that they can ask for the safe passage whenever they will be trapped in any of the particular areas.